Under the guise of slumber, my nights have been hijacked by terror. I, who have always been a lover of sleep, now find myself ensnared in a realm of darkness each time I am too tired to keep my eyes open. The ominous whispers and footsteps that once lingered just beyond my grasp have given way to apparitions, with visages twisted and devoid of all but inky marbles for eyes. These entities watch me as I lie paralyzed in my bed, powerless to resist their hold or to cry out for aid. This paralysis has seized control of my nights, and I am incapacitated against its grip. My existence has become a mire of dreary repetition, each day a lackluster facsimile of the last. My employment, a soul-crushing drudgery, leaves me feeling bereft and isolated. The hours blend together in a monotonous fugue, indistinguishable from one another. In my desperation for escape, I've taken to indulging in phantasmagorical daydreams, conjuring up visions of a life brimming with happiness and purpose. Yet, these reveries are inevitably shattered by the bleak truth of my reality. The insanity that lurks at the periphery of my mind, like a maelstrom waiting to swallow me whole, whispers seductively, tempting me to surrender to the darkness. I fear that eventually I will succumb to its lure, and all that will remain will be a hollowed-out husk of the man I once was. Until then, I soldier on, trudging through the muck and mire, in search of a glimmer of hope amidst the oppressive gloom. Initially, I believed the terrors of sleep paralysis to be a mere figment of the nocturnal hours. Yet, it wasn't long before these phantoms began to infiltrate my waking moments as well. Twisted visages would peer at me from the corners of my vision, whispers in the wind echoing with malevolent intent. My mind was forever on edge, never sure when the next onslaught would come. I attempted to rationalize these apparitions as mere imagination run amok, but the hallucinations persisted with an unrelenting fervor. My once banal life was now pervaded by fear, and I felt my grip on sanity slowly slipping away. In a fit of desperation, I confided in a trusted associate, but they dismissed my tale as nothing more than stress-induced fancifulness. They believed a change of scenery would serve as the panacea for my troubles, but I knew that no respite could assuage the demons that haunted me. I am being gradually consumed by the monsters of my subconscious mind, and I fear that I will never be able to shake their grasp. The boundary between reality and nightmare is becoming increasingly blurred, and I dread that I will soon be lost to the darkness forever. In a state of slumber not too long ago, I encountered a figure that would shape the course of my existence. As I lay immobile, captive to the grip of the night, a being emerged before me, its visage shrouded in shadows. It introduced itself as Hera, a demon that had been observing me from the beyond. With a voice both seductive and menacing, Hera proclaimed that I was unique, a singular connection to the realm of sleep, where only in slumber would I find solace and true happiness. The demon offered to guide me to this world, a place to repose from the fear and the pain of the waking world. Hera promised me eternal peace, a release from my suffering. As I gazed into the depths of Hera's obsidian eyes, a feeling of unease crept over me. The demon's words echoed within my mind, promising eternal rest and happiness, but I could not shake the nagging suspicion that something was amiss. I mustered the courage to ask Hera, my voice steady but wary, "Pray tell, what exactly is this eternal sleep you speak of? Is it truly the blissful repose you claim it to be?" Hera's lips curled into a sly smile, revealing razor-sharp teeth. "Ah, my dear John, eternal sleep is a state of being beyond the comprehension of mortal men. It is a dreamless slumber where all fears, worries, and pain are forgotten, a place where time stands still, and one is bathed in an eternal light of peace." The demon's words were alluring, but I could not ignore the undercurrent of malevolence that lay just beneath the surface. "And what of the cost of such slumber?" I asked, my voice trembling. "What must I sacrifice in order to achieve this paradise?" Hera's smile faded, replaced by a look of cunning. "Why, John, the cost is of little consequence. A simple signature upon a contract, and the rest will be taken care of. Consider it a small price to pay for an eternity of peace." In my moments of weakness and despair, I gave in to Hera's tempting offer and signed the contract. But as soon as the ink had dried, I regretted my decision. The realm of sleep was not the eternal rest that Hera had promised, but a world of terror and darkness. I saw demons, their twisted forms so unkempt and raw, with eyes that blazed like fiery coals and fangs that gnashed like saws. They came to me in dreams, a horde of the nightmarish kind, with claws that reached for me and tongues that slicked with bile and grime. I felt their hot breath on my neck, their rank, musky scent, and heard the howls they made, like music from the descent. These demons seemed to revel in their power to oppress, to see the fear they wrought upon my soul with cruel success. And as I stared into their eyes, I saw that they were real, the monsters of my deepest fears, the things I had to feel. Desperate to escape, I stumbled upon a door. In a moment of recklessness, I threatened to leave, but Hera warned me against it. The demon's voice was low and menacing, filled with a dark power that filled me with dread. "Foolish mortal," Hera hissed, "you think to escape the contract so easily. The realm of sleep is eternal, and you are bound to it for all eternity. Leave now, and you will face a fate far worse than any nightmare." As the dreamlike state began to fade, I was met with a reality far more grim and unyielding than I had imagined. The soft, ethereal shadows gave way to the cold, hard floor beneath me. I attempted to move, but found myself unable to do even the simplest of tasks. The once fluid movements of my body now felt sluggish and unresponsive. The weight of Hera's deceit pressed down upon me like an anvil. The promised eternal slumber now felt like a cruel joke as I was trapped in this wakeful nightmare. I tried to call out, to demand answers from the demon who had lured me into this trap, but my voice was but a whisper. For a moment I believed that I was still in a dream, but alas, I could move my head, twitch my face, open and close my eyes. Panic set in as I realized the terrible truth. I was paralyzed.